Welcome to Mickey, Marvel, and More, Disney news, commentary, and opinion. From theme parks to Thanos and from Skywalker to Skyliner, my family and I will discuss it all. So let's go!
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Hello, Mark here, and welcome to another episode of Mickey, Marvel, and More. Thanks so much for joining us here every other week to chat about all things Disney, Star Wars, Marvel, well, all of it. We really enjoy doing it, and we really hope that you enjoy hanging out here with us and escaping the real world, even if just for the littlest tiny bit. The big news today is this will be our last episode in our temporary studio in the Tower of Yavin Base. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Construction is complete, and we are preparing to move back into our Yavin Bunker studio. We are so super excited. This is also our last episode before our big 50th episode.
Milestone episode!
We are getting all ready here at Mickey, Marvel, and More to celebrate our 50th episode with you. Stick around till the end of the episode, and we'll give you a little tiny teaser of what our 50th episode is going to be all about.
Milestone episode!
Well, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves just yet. We still have a great episode for you to look forward to right now. Have you ever wanted to go to Tokyo Disneyland? Well, I know we have. It sounds super expensive, right? But could those assumptions be wrong, at least compared to other Disney vacations? In the family chat, Laura and I are going to sit down around the virtual table and fill you in on what all of this means. But first, how about a little news from in and around the Disneyverse?
That your meaningless lives are now contributing
I'm
to
sorry,
the balance.
Earth is closed today. You better pack it up and get out of here.
For trespassing in this city and on this planet.
It means get lost, Squidward.
First up, we've got a bit of a follow-up to last episode's family chat that fan favorite Zach and I had about the road to Doomsday. At the time we recorded that episode, only 2 of the Avengers Doomsday teaser trailers were officially available online. Now, all 4 teaser trailers are available on Marvel's official YouTube channel. Steve Rogers, Thor, the X-Men, and Wakanda with the Fantastic Four teaser trailers are all linked down in the show notes. But that's not even the most interesting part of the story. The Russo Brothers have put out a cryptic message that says, "Pay attention." Okay, so I want to make sure that I get this quote right, so I'm going to read it directly from the article. The Russo brothers say, "What you've been watching for the last 4 weeks are not teasers or trailers. They are stories. They are clues. Pay attention." So now with that, all of the Marvel subreddits are ablaze with speculation. Could these just be extra promo material that we won't even see in the theaters? Are these clips even from the movie Avengers Doomsday? And what's up with the Doomsday clock, which is counting down to the release of the film, which has runes all over it? So many questions and so little answers. So take a few minutes and check out all of the, well, I guess not teasers or trailers down below in the show notes and see what you think. See if you can find any clues, and if you do, be sure to let us know because we are scratching our heads. There's also been a lot of speculation as to whether there will be a full Avengers Doomsday trailer accompanying the Super Bowl this year. And while there is precedent for that, because there were full trailers released in 2012 for the original Avengers film and in 2019 for Avengers Endgame, which both aired during the Super Bowl, but I had a conversation with fan favorite Zach, and he and I both feel that the Super Bowl is more likely to have a full trailer for the next Spider-Man film, Spider-Man Brand New Day. We really think that that is way more likely because there has been so little press recently for this film, and it's only a few months away. So I guess we'll just have to tune into the sports ball game thingy on Sunday, February 8th to find out. And while you're writing that date down in your calendar, be sure to write down the date December 18th, 2026, because that will be the date that Avengers Doomsday hits theaters. Stick with us here on Mickey, Marvel, and More, and we'll keep you posted with all of the updates on the road to Doomsday.
Do not pull down on the safety bar, please. I will lower it for you.
Have you ever wanted to have a wedding at the Haunted Mansion? Have you ever wanted to have a honeymoon at sea? Well, thanks to Disney Cruise Lines, it looks like you can now have both of those things at the exact same time. Disney Cruise Line just revealed a brand new wedding venue on board their newest Disney cruise ship, the Disney Destiny. One of the coolest locations aboard the Disney Destiny is a parlor dedicated to the Haunted Mansion. And I think that there is no question that the Haunted Mansion is one of the most famous Disney theme park attractions due to all of its various iterations in Disney theme parks all over the world. Now, this parlor isn't your typical Disney cruise lounge. It's an elegant drawing room aboard a classic ocean liner filled with mysterious details, haunted portraits, even a few ghostly faces. And of course, the hitchhiking ghost will make an appearance, this time in a very ornate mirror. And now, if you want, the Haunted Mansion Parlor can serve as an intimate wedding venue for up to 25 guests, including the couple, of course, making an ideal choice for a small destination wedding or vow renewals. Each ceremony will include an officiant, floral arrangements, and a post-ceremony cake and champagne celebration held in another uniquely themed location on board. And because it's all part of Disney's fairy tale weddings and honeymoons, couples can expect that signature Disney touch, like the seamless planning, personalized details, and storytelling woven into every single element of your celebration. So now you can have your wedding and your honeymoon all in one, I'm quite sure very expensive, package. The Haunted Mansion Parlor as a wedding venue will be available exclusively on the Disney Destiny sailings beginning with its May 14th, 2026 voyage out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Hey, and you know, Laura and I are always looking for an excuse to take a Disney cruise. Maybe it's time to renew our vows, Haunted Mansion style, but this time I'll have an extra reason to be scared.
This is Admiral Radish of the Rebel Alliance. All squadron leaders report in.
Admiral, this is
Blue Leader standing by.
This is Gold Leader, standing by.
This is Red Leader, standing by.
Finally, today we're going to wrap it up with something we haven't talked about here for a minute on Mickey, Marvel, and More. Star Wars movie news. Sean Levy and Ryan Gosling just wrapped up principal photography back in December on Star Wars Starfighter, a film that is set to be released theatrically on May 28th, 2027. Currently, not much is known about this film, other than the fact that it's going to be 5 years after the events of Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. But something that we do know a little bit about is who's been visiting the set. Recently, the Sean Levy-directed film was visited by none other than Steven Spielberg. Now, I would assume as a director that would be pretty awesome, and also probably a little intimidating. Spielberg has had a history of visiting Star Wars sets, particularly when his friend George Lucas was directing. Famously, Spielberg visited the set of Revenge of the Sith, and while he was there, helped to direct the sequence where General Grievous's command ship, the Invisible Hand, was crashing onto Coruscant. Spielberg hasn't been the only famous celebrity to visit the Star Wars Starfighter set. Apparently, a couple of weeks before they wrapped the principal photography, none other than Tom Cruise showed up. Levy had joked with Cruise about running the camera, and apparently, Cruise took him up on that idea and ran one of the digital film cameras while standing knee-deep in water, apparently ruining a very expensive pair of shoes. What's even more interesting about this story is what they were filming at the time. It was revealed that they were in the process of filming an underwater lightsaber sequence. Since very little has been known about this film, it's super interesting that apparently there's going to be some lightsaber action in this movie. Some fans are divided on this recent bit of news. Many fans were hoping that this would be a new era for Star Wars films, and maybe it would be the first film not featuring any Jedi or Sith action. And it's also interesting because at the end of The Rise of Skywalker, the only lightsaber-wielding character we knew about was Rey. Could Sean Levy's film be part of a new series of Star Wars films, maybe tying into the on again, off again Rey Skywalker film? I gotta say, I'm kind of in the camp of wanting this film to be its own thing and have a chance to breathe without any major ties with any of the other parts of the franchise. But I guess we'll just have to see. And we'll have to see if Tom Cruise's camera work is any good, because Levy made it clear that the footage Cruise shot will be used in the film. I suppose we'll learn more about this film as we get closer to its release date. But don't worry, Mickey, Marvel, and more will keep you posted on all of the latest Star Wars movie news.
Come on, everybody. Here we go! Up to Neverland!
So you've decided you want to visit a theme park overseas, and in particular, you're really excited about going to Tokyo Disneyland. But is that trip really expensive? That's always the first hurdle that everybody thinks of, is just how expensive it's going to be. But is it really that much more expensive than going to a US-based Disney theme park? Or could it possibly be cheaper? Well, we're going to bring Laura into the family chat, and we're going to break this all down. Welcome, honey.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So before we get to the meat of the matter, tell us what got you going down this particular Disney rabbit hole.
So recently I saw a headline that posed the question, is it actually cheaper to go to Tokyo Disneyland than Walt Disney World? And I thought, oh, this is a ridiculous clickbait title.
Oh, that sounds so incredibly clickbait.
But I was sucked in. And so, of course, I clicked on it and read the article. And what I read shocked me. I was shocked.
So when you read the article, just reading the article, did you still not believe it?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, I read what the article said, but I had to do the research myself. So what I have for you today is 100% original research that I have done to either confirm or deny this supposed clickbait headline that sucked me in recently.
So the headline was, going to Tokyo Disneyland is cheaper than going to Walt Disney World.
Yes.
Now, you went a little bit further as well.
I did, and we'll get into that once I start comparing numbers. But let me set the scene for you.
Sure.
So in order to compare apples to apples as much as I possibly could, I made these assumptions. So I assumed that this was a family of 4 that was traveling with 2 adults and 2 kids. And as you know, Disney considers a kid to be
9 and under.
That's right, 9 and under. So
actually, I think when you hit 9, you're an adult.
I think that's right.
Actually, up until the age of 9.
But for purposes of this example, I'm assuming 2 adults, 2 kids, going for a period of time, September 20th, 2026 through September 26th, 2026.
Okay.
So I also assumed that everybody was going to be flying out of Atlanta, no matter what the destination was, just to have some starting point, and again, to compare sort of apples to apples.
Well, when you could do this from any number of airports, but for the simplification of this process, you chose Atlanta.
Right. So I started the process and found that airfare for 4 people from Atlanta to Orlando, Walt Disney World, was $1,200.
That's about what we would expect.
And for all of these, I chose basically the cheapest ticket price that I could find on Google Flights without doing a lot of research about, are the flight times reasonable? I just kind of chose the cheapest option.
Sure.
Tokyo, not surprisingly.
From Atlanta,
the airfare for 4 people, $4,500.
That sounds like the stopper right there.
Well, right. So I kind of thought, okay, this is where the conversation ends, right? It's 4 times more expensive
before we even get started.
Right. So I thought, okay, well, there must be something must make up for it.
Right. I mean, for this clickbait article to be true.
Exactly. Because we sort of know generally what the expenses are for other aspects of a Disney trip.
Sure.
Hotel tickets, merchandise, food. And I thought, if you're choosing the cheapest options of all of those, it can't possibly be that much cheaper in Tokyo.
To make up for the $4,500 ticket price.
Exactly. And just to throw in for comparison, I also added a Disneyland comparison.
Ooh.
And interestingly enough, the airfare from Atlanta to Los Angeles was about $1,500, $1,556 to be exact.
That's relatively close to the Disney World price. Usually flying to California is slightly more expensive than that.
Yeah, I think if you're looking at it, it's really about $300 to $400 a person, which is about right.
Okay.
You really can't get on an airplane and go anywhere for less than about $300 a person, I think.
Correct.
Okay, so this is where it starts to get interesting.
All right.
Ticket prices. So again, for comparison purposes, I assumed that these were 5-day park hoppers for whatever park we were looking at.
Okay.
Walt Disney World, unsurprisingly, for 5 days, for 2 adults, 2 kids, park hoppers, $5,600.
Yeah.
Yeah, Disney ticket prices are expensive. And that's no lightning lane. That's no premium pass.
The only add-on is the park hopping ability.
That's right. Park hopper. That's the only thing that I added to increase the price of the ticket. Tokyo, by comparison, $1,550. $1,550. 4 people, 5 days, park hopper.
Wow. So, but you could make the assumption that that is because Walt Disney World has 4 parks and Tokyo Disneyland at this time only has 2.
Yes, you could make that assumption.
Oh, but am I wrong?
Well, so again, for comparison purposes, I threw Disneyland in there because
Right.
Disneyland also has only 2 parks.
Correct.
And the 5-day park hopper pass for Disneyland is $2,550. So basically
What?
$1,000 more expensive than Tokyo and
Only 2 parks.
half the price of Walt Disney World.
Wow. The numbers are starting to, the math is starting to math.
It is, although at this point, the prices are relatively equivalent when you add them together.
Right.
So the airfare is more expensive for Tokyo, but the ticket prices are way cheaper. Walt Disney World, ticket prices are way more expensive, but the airfare is relatively
So you're
inexpensive.
kind of neck and neck at this point, or at least close.
Right. So then we go to hotel. And I chose All-Star Sports at Walt Disney World, the cheapest Disney-owned property at $180 a night for 6 nights, $1,080.
Okay.
Interestingly enough, Tokyo, their least expensive Disney-owned hotel is the Celebration Hotel at $174 a night.
Okay.
So roughly equivalent to the All-Star Sports.
Just a little tiny bit cheaper.
So a total of $1,044. Now,
this upcoming number is a shocker.
right. So Disneyland, again, that's where things kind of get crazy in Disneyland's against Disneyland, I guess.
Well, they only have 3 official Disneyland hotels. Most people that go to Disneyland stay outside, but for apples to apples, you had to use a Disney hotel.
Right. So the cheapest Disneyland hotel is the Pixar Place Hotel at $522 a night.
What? That's insane.
$522 a night.
So what is that total?
$3,654
For 6 nights.
for 6 nights.
Oh my gosh, that's like triple the price of Walt Disney World and Tokyo.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
Right. So you can see these numbers are kind of all over the place, which makes this analysis really interesting. Now, the next category that I looked at was transportation. And interestingly enough,
From the airport.
transportation from the airport to the hotel and back again, roughly the same in all 3 places.
Okay.
So $150 for all 4 people to ride on Mears from Orlando to the resort and back.
Which is what most people use there.
In Tokyo, the airport shuttle to and from the hotel is $80. Interestingly enough, in Tokyo, they charge you to ride the monorail.
What?
Yeah.
The
So,
Disney monorail?
The Disney monorail.
Interesting.
It's relatively inexpensive. The price varies between $5 and $10 a head for a week-long pass
Okay.
to ride on the monorail. But if you are staying at a Disney-owned hotel and you want to ride the monorail, you need to throw in that $20 for 4 people to ride the monorail.
Bringing it up to $100.
Correct. And at Disneyland, there's lots of options for riding a shuttle to and from the airport. Again, it's about $100.
But so Disney World is the most expensive for the airport transportation at $150.
Yes, that's right.
But they're close.
Yes, right. So then the next category is food. And I assumed for purposes of this analysis that all the meals were quick service meals at Disney-owned restaurants and that you were eating 3 meals a day for all 4 people.
Okay, so so you're even saying a full breakfast, not just like a Twinkie and a Diet Coke.
Exactly, exactly. So the average quick service meal at Walt Disney World is about $14 a person.
Yeah.
Which actually, from my experience, is, I think, a little on the low end.
It is.
But that is what my research indicated was the average price.
Right. I mean, that's probably talking about burgers, fries, and a drink.
Yeah. So for 4 people to eat for a trip of that period of time, $1,176 for their food budget.
So Walt Disney World is $1,176.
The price for Disneyland basically the same. Average price of a quick service meal, again, about $14. So you're looking at roughly the same in food costs.
Okay.
Tokyo, the average price of a quick service meal per person, $8.
You mean reasonable pricing for Disney food?
$8 for your standard quick service meal in Tokyo.
Well, that's going to make a huge difference.
Exactly. When you compound that by 4 people over 21 meals, that brings your food total to $672, which is roughly half the price of either of the U.S. theme parks.
Okay, this is really getting crazy.
Right, right. So the next category is merchandise, because if you're going to go to a theme park, you've got to get a sweatshirt and a pair of Mickey ears, right?
Well, especially if you're going to go overseas, you want everybody to know that you went to Tokyo Disneyland.
So for purposes of this comparison, I assumed that everybody in the family is buying a sweatshirt and a pair of Mickey ears.
Okay.
So these numbers are times 4.
Okay.
So at Walt Disney World, the cost of a sweatshirt is roughly $80, give or take.
That seems about right.
And a pair of Mickey ears about $35.
Yep.
Multiply that by 4 people, you get $460 in merchandise.
Yep.
Roughly the same price for Disneyland.
Yes. So it's basically, it's $460 for 4 sweatshirts, 4 ears.
Correct. Tokyo, their sweatshirt price, $25 on average. And a pair of Mickey ears, $10.
So for the 4 people, it's $140.
Yes, sir. So
oh my gosh, this is crazy.
25% basically of the price of the U.S. theme parks.
This is absolutely insane. So we need the grand totals now.
All right. Okay. So grand totals. So for this little family of 4 to visit Walt Disney World, we have a grand total of $9,666.
All right.
For these folks to visit Disneyland, $9,496.
There's the hotel price kicking in.
Just a couple $100 cheaper than Walt Disney World.
Yep.
Tokyo, a solid $8,006. So $1,600 cheaper than Walt Disney World and $1,400 cheaper than Disneyland.
Let's all sit in that for just a second.
Going to Tokyo, more than $1,000 cheaper than either of the U.S. theme parks.
I honestly did not expect it to be that big a difference. I really honestly thought we were talking more like $12,000.
Yeah, yeah.
Why are the tickets so much cheaper there?
I don't know, but it's really the compounding effect of
is.
all of the aspects of it that are cheaper.
Right.
The tickets are way cheaper. The hotel is a little bit cheaper. The food costs are way cheaper, about half. And the cost of merchandise is about 25% of the cost of Walt Disney World or Disneyland.
So even with $4,500 worth of airfare, it's still only $8,006.
The math doesn't lie.
Oh my gosh. So the headline is not clickbait.
Nope, it was true.
So does this mean we're going to be going to Tokyo Disneyland anytime soon?
I don't know, maybe, but now it certainly makes me more interested in looking into it. It seems like it's a realistic possibility.
Well, and to be quite honest, if you're going to go to Tokyo, you're probably going to do more than just go to Disneyland there.
For sure.
But just for the purposes of this story, okay, that is insane.
Yeah,
That
I
is
was
absolutely
very
crazy.
surprised. I was very surprised.
And for those that are still sitting in shock like we were when we saw these numbers, down in the show notes, there will be an XL version of this for Windows users or Mac users, I suppose. There'll also be a numbers version, so you guys can sit down and maybe come up with your own add-ons if you want to try to add other things to it or just look at the numbers. And if you want to just look at the numbers, there'll be a PDF file, which is just going to be a picture of the entire spreadsheet just for you to look at and be totally shocked about these numbers. I want to thank you for all of your incredible hard work on this particular family chat. She sat there one night on the couch and she was silent for at least an hour as she was going through all of these numbers.
I love a good Disney research project.
I know. Well, you just love to research. That's your jam. Well, thank you so much for your research, and thank you so much for shocking the listeners of Mickey, Marvel, and More about the price of a Tokyo Disneyland vacation.
You're welcome.
We'll see you next time.
Milestone episode.
Okay, so we've been talking about this for a few episodes, and now it's almost here. The next episode of Mickey, Marvel, and More will be our 50th.
Milestone episode.
Never get tired of that. So I thought that we would give you a little tease of what it's going to be all about. In the next episode's family chat, Laura and I are going to sit down around the virtual table and talk all about the last 50 years of Disney. That seems like a lot, right? Well, I will also say this. It will be a top 50. Intrigued? Tune in next time to find out how we're going to do it. We'll see you then.
Milestone episode.
Thanks so much for joining us for another episode of Mickey, Marvel, and More. And a big thanks goes out to Laura for all of her research and number crunching about our future Tokyo Disneyland trip. No, but that's crazy, right? Or maybe it's just crazy that it's that expensive to go to an American Disney resort. Either way, mind blown. For links to any of the stories we talked about today, as well as links to the spreadsheet about the Tokyo Disneyland trip info, so you can add your own data or you can just take a closer look at the numbers, be sure to check out the show notes for all of that info. And hey, while you're there, check out the links to all of our socials and leave us a comment, question, or a Venmo donation for our upcoming Tokyo Disneyland trip on any of those pages. Or if you want, you can use our email address, Mickey, Marvel, and More, all one word, @gmail.com. And if we read your comment or idea on the show, you will become an official friend of the show with all of the non-existent rights and privileges that go along with that title. You will just have the pride of knowing that you are awesome. As always, if you enjoyed this episode, my name is Mark, and this has been Mickey, Marvel, and More. If you didn't, then I'm Mr. Tucker, and this has been 6th grade shop class. I'm going to spend the next 20 minutes counting up on my 7 fingers and 1 thumb what you did wrong today. And yes, I'm talking to you, and yes, I'm pointing to you. Okay, I gotta stop myself. This seems a little too super specific, right? It may or may not be from my past. We'll see you next time.